Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian,
All right, buddy.
Brett,
What's up?
and friend of the show and host of the Strat Chat podcast, Kyle Petty.
Hi, hello, and good day.
Guys, this is Survivor 45, episode 4, music to my ears. What was not music to my ears, and if you were on Twitter, you know what everybody is. It was Sean. I cannot believe I am saying this in episode 4. The dude asked to be voted out. He quit again. This is the second time this has happened. What is going on the cast? This is bad, guys. Like, I'm gonna sit here and scream and all this BS, but like it sucks. Like this, I'm not gonna harp about the people who want to be there, or whatever, but as a viewer and someone who genuinely does enjoy Survivor when Survivor is good, this is crazy. And I just really feel like we deserve better, frankly. And people who really, really love and die and breathe Survivor, they deserve better. Bri, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good until the end, and that kind of just soured it for me. So that put it under Amazing Race for me. So yeah, I was disappointed. I thought it was not good.
Brett, what do you think?
I thought that came completely out of left field. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to scratch his way back from the bottom, join that team. He had Maya working in his corner. It looked like the girls were about to vote Sifu out, and then he just quit. Like I did not expect it at all. I thought he was maybe just BSing at first, but that was not the case. And I don't. That's lame.
Kyle, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, I thought it was super lame. And I think even the girls there thought it was lame too, because like as he started to go on his whole thing about how I don't think I really want to be here, my heart's not in it. Like the look on their faces, like they weren't prepared for that either. So this definitely did come out of left field. And it's just disappointing. Like to an extent, it almost like more validates Hannah's quit because it's like, all right, well, I can kind of like forgive that a little bit more because it happened right out of the gate. This one, like, what are you at like day 9 or 10 at this stage? And now you're quitting on the game that was already decreased to what, 27, 29 days? Like, come on, you're like a third of the way through. It's pretty weak.
26, I think, but yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
Even worse, 26.
Do
The
do we
less you
think
go,
he?
the worse it is.
I mean, do we think he literally like just wanted to go home and be with his husband, or like does he think he was on the bottom? Because there was an out for him to. I don't know. He should have just sought it
Right.
through, I
he
guess.
knew he was safe. I
Yeah,
mean,
he was
listen,
safe.
at worst, like you're saying, like we knew going into this week, like if they decide to stay strong with their original crew, and then he's out, right? But at the end of the day, that would be his default position. But they came and told him
Right.
just vote this way, and it's not going to happen. And I think the point you brought up too, Brian, is kind of like true, or right before. It's like, did you know, like, if you knew you were going to do this before tribal, why wouldn't you just tell the everybody at the beach and just cut the crap? Like, were you looking for like a survivor moment? Like, did you decide on the walk? And even Jeff asked, he's like, "Look, are you sure, man? It's not. There's only like 2 weeks left. Like, it's not. It's not that long, bud." And they
Right.
just like, "Nah, I'm good." I'm just like, did anyone think there was any shot that they were just going to ignore his request and just move along with the plan?
That's what I was hoping for. I was
Yeah.
hoping that they would make him be a prisoner on the island now and just like have to stay there.
Well,
Yeah, it's just a real
She could
quick.
have quit right after, right?
well,
You could
well,
eliminate him and then she could quit.
well. It sounds like their plan was to keep him. I get, or no, the plan wasn't to keep him because D was like, "All right, Sifu," and then the other lady was like, "No, don't do that," and she obviously didn't. But D went through with it and voted
Yeah,
Sifu.
Julie.
So
Right.
maybe in their mind it's like, "Hey, let's just take out Sifu. We can't trust him. If Sean ends up quitting, whatever, that's one less person here." So they're
Right.
just trimming the fat at that point. So maybe they're like, "All right, we'll cut him next week or he'll quit. We don't care."
Yeah, to that point, it almost makes more sense to have gone that direction because like the three of them seem like they kind of sort of had something that like they all seem to like be trusting here. Even though like Jay kind of seems like she's not as married to it as the rest of them, like as D and Julie. But I mean, if you lost both of them, like that's who cares? It's one more person gone. Like, yeah,
J Maya is a number for them because she's not with Sifu, but she's still not with the other two women or the guys that got separated from them.
right.
So she's just a number for them at this point.
And at that stage, I think that Jay would have just like, then, all right, well, I'm going to ride with them because I don't have any other options. So that would have just been interesting to see play out because if they all make it to merge and it's coming in kind of with that energy, we're just like, oh, well, I'm not really like down with these two. That could causes some interesting drama down the line, but oh well.
Won't hold my breath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all,
no,
all the
and
missed opportunities.
yeah, it's definitely a missed opportunity. And frankly, again, we talk about this is the first tribe switch they've done in the new era, right? They stayed with 3 tribes. We had hoped for 2 tribes. What's interesting though, is it was a random draw. And I feel like the next time they do this, I think they're gonna want to weight it a little bit because they have the new Bello, Reba, and Lulu tribe. The new Reba tribe has 4 of the original Reba and 1 Lulu. The Lulus were spread amongst 3 tribes, which was crazy. And then the new Lulu tribe were 4 of the original Bellos. So I thought, and I'm sure they thought the randomness were going to break a lot of the tribes up a little more than that. But having 2 of them be 4-1 and only one where it's 2-2-1 definitely really didn't give them the crazy game dynamic change I'm sure they were looking for with the tribe swap.
No.
Well, it's still interesting because obviously the Lulus got separated, so they have no
Yeah.
allies. So the question is, can they work their way into that larger group, or do they just get picked off? Where Sean almost did it before he quit. It looks like Caleb is going to pull it off.
Yeah, he's good.
And then you got the other tribe where it's the opposite. It's 2-2-1, which puts Emily in a very powerful position.
Yeah, and she already got absorbed
which is
in.
quite possibly the most upsetting part of this entire episode. Is the fact that Emily is actually set up nicely, makes me physically ill.
She got like, I mean, they approached her. Austin and Drew approached Emily. You know, they solidify. She told the story really of Lulu. Like she real. I mean, we didn't see the whole conversation, obviously, but they, kind of imply that she kind of told everything that happened to that point and how she ended up surviving per se, and the last vote and everything. So the 3 of them, I think, are a good alliance. It's just obviously if how they're going to solidify the whole other group there. You know what I mean? They do talk about wanting to solidify a group of Austin, Drew, Julie, D, and Emily. But obviously D and Julie also kind of have just that other kind of connection as well. So I'm curious if that's a real full alliance or not. But having 3 of them together, I think is pretty good at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Emily's going to side with the red guys probably if they do go to tribal, and they get looped into that group. And at this point too, also she was saying that no one knows that I screwed up on the other tribe, and there's only 2 people left in the game that can say how terrible she was at the beginning, and that's herself or Caleb. So she's got a fresh slate. Yeah.
And they're friends. It's a great point, Brett. The fact that they all kept losing is no one's going to know until they go back to watch anything from the beginning and how bumpy the early part was, right? It is rolling the right way. And I think she's doing a good job of navigating that now.
She is.
Listen, we had the immunity challenge. We can talk about that quickly too. This is a classic Survivor one, right? You pull the bamboo out. You have to untangle your cage, carry your cage to the beach, dig someone out, and then you're basically playing basketball and rebounding with the 3 nets. Caleb was the best at it. Overall, it was the first Lulu win for an immunity, even though it wasn't the old Lulu tribe.
It was not.
It was the best member of Lulu and a bunch of other powerhouses that joined them.
All right.
Yeah, Caleb. So the new tribes, just to break them, you want to throw the names out there so everyone, if they want to, for their own sake. The new Bello tribe is Kendra, Brando, Austin, Drew, and Emily. The new Reba tribe is Seafood D. Julie was Sean, but he's gone, and now just Jay. Caleb, Bruce, Jake, Katura, and Kelly are the new Lulu tribe. So Reba is literally just Reba again.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, it is.
Well, you know what I mean. The old people in Reba now are always Reba. There is no outsiders left in Reba. It's very very elitist club.
This is going to play out like last season, where it's just going to be red versus blue at the merge, and then the 2 yellers are going to like just flip flop or whatever all the way to the end.
Does anybody have
Probably.
any other like major points on the episode, like things that they think are interesting going forward?
Hope the show gets better.
Well, it looks like Jake's working with Caleb, I guess. That was the only other thing I wrote down. Just some other dynamics of people working together. I like how, I mean, Sean's gone now, but I do like how they searched through his bag and like we're trying to copy his knots and make sure they didn't put any clothing out of place or anything.
Katura kind of activated Caleb too and Lulu. let him know that she wants Bruce gone. So he is definitely fully aware of the social dynamic now on that tribe, like you said, Brett, and that's definitely what's navigated him to a pretty good position here to know who's against who.
I think she's putting herself in a bad position. I think she's probably going to be the one to go if they go to tribal.
Who you're referring to?
I think Katura. I think
Katura.
she's being too vocal about her distaste for Bruce, and I think that's going to end up not working in her favor at this point.
It's possible, or maybe we're gearing up for a really good showdown. Like
At
that can
tribal.
yeah, like that can get interesting. What do you think about D though? I feel like she's like really, I don't know. She's kind of one to watch as well. I feel like she's smart. She's the one who clocked, like, hey, we have to make sure we tie this bag correctly. Make sure you put the things back in the bag like the way they're supposed to be. It was her and Julie that really happened upon Drew when he was doing that digging last week. I'm looking for the idol. Like, I think D is one to watch.
I agree. I like D, but also after the end of this episode, something might happen because basically Sifu knows that one of those three women voted for him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And so something's going to happen there in the next episode.
Sean snitched on the way out.
So,
They
yeah.
whispered into each other's ears. That was a cool. It was a.
I mean, couldn't they just lie? Like, there's no proof.
Well, I was wondering why he voted for D, Sean. But I guess it's because he didn't. If he voted for Sifu, there was a chance he still might end up staying, and he definitely didn't want that, so he threw that vote. And then obviously said he didn't vote for Sifu, so Sifu knows a red voted for him. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's going to be probably the conversation they show right off the top of next week's episode, and he's going to talk about how he knows now he isn't really.
Yeah, be like, who voted for Sifu? Love when he talks to himself in third person.
They could be lying to Sifu.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, look, like I said, the shame of it is, like, I think overall it was a really interesting episode, with the change. Looking forward to maybe getting it back to a reward next week. That would be nice. I thought that's what we were getting early on, but it ended up being the tribe shift. And for the love of God, please no one else quit unless they literally like break their leg. Like, just no one just wants to go home and see their family 2 weeks early. Please just finish the game for everybody. We want to cover it and not have to lead with literally 2 out of 4 weeks someone quitting the game at tribal council. So Kyle, where can people find you on Strat Chat, and when are you guys on?
You can find us on all the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We are live Mondays and Thursdays talking about Big Brother 25, but we're also covering Survivor on Mondays. We're a little late to that party. And we're wrapping up the challenge, USA 2, on Monday as well. That final is coming out, which has also been really fun. You guys like kind of just dropped that one too. Everything I love, you don't care about.
And you don't want to get my comments on it.
Cover so many, like if other.
I know, it's just funny.
We try, man.
It's because it got left to me and Kevin, and then Kevin's unavailable most of the time, and then I just get too busy to talk to myself.
We'll get there. Look, the only redeeming factor for the challenge for anyone trying to host anything for reality, guys, is that there's a season every other month. So there's always another season to try it on.
Yeah, challenge 39 is coming up.
For the love of God, please let something breathe. Like, pour a glass of wine out, let it sit.
Like, I don't need to see another second of Tori run her mouth.
Well, she's not on 39, so yeah.
Good.
Like, thank God.
Then maybe I'll watch it.
We're also rejoicing. We're also tired of Tori.
She's so annoying.
Yeah, she is irritant in the highest form.
Bananas on it?
No
bananas.
It's not on 39.
No. Cara Maria is back. Cara Maria.
Not for 39.
Pauly, are they both on it?
Well, she's on 39, but really as like, because the twist this time is like, you have to find like a new champion. So it's a bunch of new people, but in order to win this game, you've got to beat like an old winner. So Cara Maria is coming in as like one of those people.
Okay,
like a mercenary.
Yeah. So like that's exciting. We're also getting CT back for that reason. So there's some good stuff on the horizon. Come back to the challenge. Come back.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how the schedule shakes out throughout. Make sure you check out our coverage of the other half of CBS Wednesdays. We did the Amazing Race week 4 as well. We do Bachelor in Paradise. We do Golden Bachelor, House of Villains, Southern Charm. What else do we do this week? F-Boy Island premiere this week on the CW. Just check out our playlist here and on TikTok. You'll see everything that we are covering. But until next time, for myself, Brian, Brett, and Kyle. Thank you. Peace.